Tyson, how many times did I tell you that spaghetti's not for breakfast?
This just in.
Is
A fat,
Keno
ugly
an
nerd has stolen
instrument?
all my fucking money.
What was that, Tyson?
A fat, ugly nerd has stolen considerable portions of my money.
That's just you trading poorly, Tyson. That's the man in the mirror.
No.
The fat
for once,
nerd.
For once, I can say this is actually truly not my fault. So, yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So some propped up conglomerate. Yep.
Not your key, not your money, Chud.
Yep. Some propped up conglomerate, mega centralized crypto platform that came out of seemingly nowhere that you put all your money on. That was not your fault for putting it there.
It wasn't, because given the way SBF was sucking off Washington, you would have thought that he would have kept his house clean, but I guess not.
No,
I think that let him be more arrogant.
With his house in Bahamas with 9 other people was definitely not clean from what we've heard.
His concubines.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
the one
Imagine the
concubine.
all right. I pulling the Tyson cards there early. Save those up. Save those up. Without further ado, you guys are listening to the Pink Boys podcast, and we have some serious / not serious things to talk about. I just feel like a lot has happened in the last week. We've had the continued FTX stuff, the market, Donald Trump announcing he'll be president again, and the midterm elections, which have just concluded. But there was something that was brought up last episode. So speaking of Donald Trump, I was thinking about this while I was working out, Tyson, how funny it was. Because they always talk about Donald Trump being a draft dodger because of his bone spurs, which I've never even looked into it. But I just love that you yourself are a draft dodger as well. So the illusion. You're gonna what?
I'm imitating his fucking energy, you know.
Yeah, or maybe he was imitating you in the past. I'm not sure, but I'd say like you're the Donald Trump of this podcast. Yeah, the land before Tyson.
He fucking dodged the Vietnam War, which is kind of based, honestly.
You know what the move was? Apparently, if you just signed up for the National Guard while the war was going on and you knew the draft was coming, then you would just stay in the National Guard. You wouldn't have to go and do the real flamethrower, town burning stuff where you risk dying. So I think you just gotta, I'm too old to go to war again, which is great. But if you're younger and you're listening and you feel the draft is coming, just sign up. Yeah. What's the oldest age? I'm pretty sure.
It's up until 40.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm not there yet, but it'll never get that high. I think it goes through the ranges of the 20s a long time before it gets to my boomer age. So
yeah, someone
I'll see you on the other side,
anyway.
Slick. I'll be fighting for. I'll see you in the Battle of
CCP,
Hong Kong.
Yes. Nah, I'm starting to think more and more that China's a paper tiger. I used to be a fan, but they kind of mellowed out a little bit.
No,
They had some steam.
dying out in a battlefield is a bit too honorable for you. You're probably going to die in a shopping mall or something.
What? Oh, me as an American?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I would die for a rural plaza before I died for our government. At least that would mean something. I die for a McDonald's. That reminds me of a tweet. There was a really funny tweet. What'd you say, Tyson?
It's kind of funny, but I don't know why I thought of this. I feel like if you had to die suddenly, getting shot up at the Mandalay Bay Hotel in Vegas would be like the way that you would go out.
Oh my god.
Nah, you wouldn't catch me at a concert with concert people. They're the scum of the earth. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but concert people are disgusting rodents in this country. They're the worst people to be around. Oh, God.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Going to any concert for anyone that you like that's a little bit popular is insufferable because the people that are there are concert people who just enjoy going to concerts, and they're there, they're obnoxious, they're from a different caste of society you usually don't spend time with, and it's not a great time. I didn't say that. You said it, not me. So,
but going at him in absolute shambles right now.
No.
Yeah, seriously. Subhuman Australian, which is a redundant statement, but you know what I mean. But before we jump into things a little bit, I'll go around. Tyson, how are you doing?
Yeah, so the last time we recorded the podcast, you guys could say it was at the height of optimism for the FTX situation. Yeah, I think reality is sunk in. Like SBF just literally scammed us and took.
Oh, he rugged everyone. I know. I think we should go
Yeah.
around. We should go around the horn and, as Moya likes to say, and say how much we all lost on the on FTX getting rugged.
Horny.
Oh,
You know,
I lost
don't-
a good 5-figure chunk. I'll just say that.
You know, what's interesting about that is I used FTX to withdraw a lot of money, and if I took my time doing that, that money could have gotten stuck there. I only took it off a decentralized exchange to pass it through there to give myself some money, and that was about a month or two ago. And what if that happened on the day this happened? I would have just transferred money and it just would have been stuck there, and that would have been that. So,
Dude, it's
that's a
fucking
problem.
insane. Some of the people on Twitter, they have like 9 figs on FTX, and their net worth went from like ultra make it level to like fucking 0.
Well, that's what
And-
you get for trusting
yeah.
SBF. Man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay, you
these
can't just
people
say
trade
that
big
as if like
sizes.
you can't just say that as if people should have seen the whole thing coming. Like
Yeah, but
SBF was the forefront of
it-
regulation.
It's the
in
classic
crypto.
meme of like Ari was saying it earlier, like, you know, not your keys, not your coins, and it's like, you know, are you that stupid to keep 9 figs on an exchange?
It's
like
not
whether
that
you love
stupid,
it or
it's
not?
If you're a
convenient.
fund and you're operating on FTX, you kind of have to keep that much.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
convenient.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, but
Very,
we all
very
know what happened. We all
convenient.
know what happened to Mt. Gox. Like, you know, it's not new.
Yeah, you know, that is a good point, Adam, amazingly, that you probably just accidentally made. It is cyclical. It's a tale as old as time, and people say there'll never be a Mt. Gox again. We're trying to prevent a Mt. Gox. And you know what's funny is people kept trying to point at Coinbase as the next Mt. Gox. Everyone kept trying to fidget around Coinbase and poke around its vault and say that had all these vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, we weren't looking at FTX. That was really the problem the entire time. Coinbase and Binance are coming out of this looking sound as ever. Don't get me wrong. Coinbase has done plenty completely idiotic things, but nothing this idiotic, obviously.
Yeah,
So-
and it's like, it's really funny getting all those emails from all those exchanges directly off the FTX. Fuck, like, oh no, we're proof of reserves. No, we have proof of reserves. We've got an audit company coming in this month. Don't worry, guys. We'll show proof of reserves. We've got 1 million Bitcoin in our bank. Don't worry, guys. You can trust us, because they
I
don't
don't
want
know.
like a run on their
Now-
exchange.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have seen the tweet, but I think last episode we said theoretically SBF and FTX have like about $1 to $2 billion left of liquid money to distribute to shareholders. Well, the new CEO of FTX, who just kicked out Sam, he did a real take of the accounting books, and guess how much they have in leftover?
Probably
crypto?
less than my portfolio.
25.
Unironically, $656. That's how much I have left.
no extra zeros. That's it.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Oh no, that's pretty bad.
Damn.
Well, at least they can
Ballin',
refund me my
ballin'.
RSRs, right, guys? Like, at least I can get those back.
You know who's coming out squeaky clean and all this? KuCoin, boys. KuCoin gang stays winning all day of the week. So that's where if I had 9 figures, I put them on KuCoin.
Do I
So-
have
Nah,
money?
no, don't do that.
And
don't
I would
know,
bu-
dude.
I would buy
KuCoin
all
kinda
day to hear
pulls
that-
withdrawals.
Yeah, but I could hear the cha-ching noise all day when I buy and sell stuff because it's like cha-ching. So that's what's good. That's what's good. What do you think about what's going on?
So, what was going on between Caroline and Sam?
Oh, that's gonna get. We're gonna enter that a
These
little
are
bit
the
later,
real
right?
questions.
I mean,
So
we have a big day coming up today with a certain video being released.
Did you see
Uh,
Caroline's
Yep.
Tumblr?
No. Oh, I did see that. Wasn't that about the poly stuff? So just people who don't know, Caroline was someone who was she the CFO of FTX or
she was the
No,
CEO
yeah, she ran
of
that shit,
Alameda
yeah.
Research.
Alameda.
and that was funded
So
by
Alameda
FTX.
Research. Alameda
Okay.
Research is the
Oh, shit.
other company that Sam owns, and it's his hedge fund, his own personal trading corporation.
Oh,
Bros,
okay.
I've got
And
good news.
it turns out Alameda was the majority of the reason that they lost all the money. So they blew up big time around the Luna crash, and SBF used and took fucking customer money to save Alameda. That's where all the money went.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
that's where it
that
came
much
from.
of it's distributed there. Okay, what
yeah,
was the
Alameda
big
went
news?
tits up. Oh,
Mm.
I didn't have my money on FTX. I had it on KuCoin. I just realized, so I came out
I-
this week and playing.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
epic.
You're welcome.
Nice.
So
I guess I'm the only one that got hit. Nice.
So just to be clear,
Yeah.
Caroline, you've all probably seen pictures of her. She's got the glasses. I won't comment on her looks because I think that's been properly set, around the
beautiful young woman.
yeah.
Dude,
So
I saw the
that's
funniest meme of like a compilation of her pictures like set to Sweet Caroline, and it's like SBF talking about how strong Alameda is. It was really funny.
I like seeing pictures where it's photoshopped, where she has no glasses and they put on makeup and they make her look pretty. And I don't know. I just think it's cute. But
Are you implying she's not
I like
pretty?
I like the other photoshops where Sam is getting, I'm about to, anyway.
Well, Sam is like about to be
I'm
beheaded or
about
something.
No, a bit more. Never mind. Anyways,
I saw one of him getting anally raped in jail. I did see a very good comic illustration of that. It was just well made. I'm not.
Was that perhaps a vision of the future? Perhaps.
It very well could be. It
He's
very
lying,
well
he's
could
ever
be.
going to
he
jail,
he was playing League and on Steam while this is all going down.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
You don't play League on Steam, but okay.
Like what? No. He was okay. So
Yeah,
this
no.
is all going down. He played a game of League and then
Shut
someone
down
else
my
found,
moralist.
someone else found his Steam. I didn't say League on Steam. And by the way, League used to be on Steam. If you anyway.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you could launch it off there.
We're
You're
in the
right.
current year on the current day. All right, the times have moved on.
So what I'm trying to get at really is we'll break it down completely. We'll start with the downfall and what's left over here. So this platform is completely insolvent. You can't withdraw from it, and you can't. Can you buy and sell on it with just errant
No, not even
coins
that.
through that?
No,
Okay.
Trading is completely
It's
paused.
completely brick. It's completely
And guess
brick.
what?
Okay.
Every single account on FTX, their account balance went from like whatever it used to be to just fucking zero. So everyone has
Dude,
like a zero balance
I
right
couldn't
now.
log in. I tried to log in the other
nice.
day
Yeah.
to see if I had any shekels on there, and it just didn't. It just kept error messaging me.
Okay. Yeah, I think I had about 500 left over just hanging out on there that I hadn't pulled yet just because I was done getting what I needed and I just left it there. But that's definitely gone. That's okay.
I got rugged by FTX years ago. I don't know if I've told the story before, but
No.
during the bull run, I made a
Years ago, the bull run years ago.
Yeah,
God.
1 year ago, I made a non KYC'd account on FTX based in the Cayman Islands, and yeah, I was trading futures on that because if you didn't know, futures are not allowed in the UK for crypto, no derivatives.
That's weird.
Do
Okay.
you have a license for that? Do you have a license for that one?
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
they'd usually ask you for like a trading license or something. Anyway, if I did it in the Cayman Islands, so I could trade futures, and I remember I had like an ETH long. It wasn't much. It was like $3,000 or something, and yeah, that was fine. I went long on it, blah blah blah, and then it like asked me to like prove that I lived in the Cayman Islands. Or I couldn't
Should've
use
said it-
my account.
You should have had a picture
So-
of Sergey's office, that fucking post office that ChainLink said was their office.
Oh yeah, I love that. I remember that.
So yeah, I couldn't do that, and it didn't let me like even close my position or withdraw or anything. So I just had to watch it get liquidated. Unable
just
to do
sitting
anything.
back.
I remember when Tyson first discovered FTX and he was shilling it really hard to us. He's like, guys, I found this like new exchange.
Yeah, it's a
And,
good
like,
exchange.
You
It
can
was.
like,
It
Yeah, I know.
ironically was a fucking like
I know it was a
amazing
great exchange.
They had such great features. Like you could execute trades
Wasn't
at a
it
level
originally
that you can't on
feeless?
Binance.
Wasn't it originally
What's that?
fearless or some shit?
No, because they had a really unique liquidation engine where if you got liquidated, it wouldn't close your entire position. It would liquidate enough just to keep itself alive.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also it had like a lot of like limit order technicalities that Binance didn't have. Like you could TWAP and shit, you know.
Yeah, and you could like,
What you
have-
just call me? What did you just call me? You motherfucker. No, it's okay.
You could like couldn't you
You
do the
smug
kind of whole
little
stop loss
bastard.
meme of like so you didn't get skipped? If you put a stop loss, you wouldn't get skipped if the market was moving really fast. You could have like a market sell stop loss as opposed
Yeah,
to
like fucking
that kind of shit.
BitMEX. If you put the stop loss at like 10,000 and it was like a really fast moving day, you would get fucking like
you'd be
sometimes
skipped.
my trade would close at like 9,500. I'm like, what the fuck? They just gave me like way more losses than I was supposed to.
You deserve it.
Oh, that's Arthur. That's Arthur for you, though. Trusting Arthur is foolish.
Well, it sounds like those platforms are still functional, and all those great improvements that FTX were doing maybe cost them too much money in liquidity.
no,
It's literally
Alameda.
just Sam.
It's just
It's just
Alameda.
Sam himself.
Okay,
Because
that's right.
he had keys to all the wallets, and I'm not sure if you guys know this, but like I think a month or two ago, during the Luna fiasco, there was this movement of crypto from the FTX cold wallets that was the single largest movement of a cryptocurrency transfer in the history of crypto, and I think it was like $5 billion. And at the time, SBF tweeted out, "Oh guys, we're just reshuffling our wallets today. Don't be alarmed." But actually, it was going to the Alameda wallet the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But how do
okay.
people not? But that's all on chain. So how do people not work that out?
Well, it doesn't say like this is Alameda's wallet on the wallet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
Mhm.
but when like it doesn't go back towards other FTX cold wallets, you got to think to yourself, you know, there's enough autists
how would you-
online.
how
who
would you not
probably
know
would
that-
spend-
What if it's just another FTX cold wallet though?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. Like I feel as if someone's fucking autistic enough to work that out.
Maybe, but there's no point in doing all
Very,
that.
very eloquently said, Adam. So my thing is that I heard about a few days ago was, did someone? I mean, it was obviously a wink, wink kind of moment. Someone hacked FTX through some sort of
quote unquote
backdoor.
hacked, Yeah.
Yeah. So
Epic-
well,
Epic hack style.
Yeah.
you win the
he downloaded
internet
some
for
RAM.
today, sir.
Hey,
Yeah,
download some
download
RAM,
some
and then
RAM.
I tip my methamphetamine to you.
You all right? You just yelled.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, you're
Um,
okay at this moment, but overall,
Yeah,
we'll talk
the guy
about that
like
later.
put on his hacking glasses and like did the
And he
and
just
then he was
happened to be a
in-
hot hacker girl. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and then
I'm
he made
in.
off for like $1 bajillion. And
Okay. So we're at the end of the line. That was actually SBF taking out what
It's
was left for
pretty
himself.
likely, yeah.
that's probably him.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
he lives in the
it's
Bahamas, so fuck everyone else.
It wasn't hacked this entire time, but while it was all collapsing, someone just happened to know how to hack it at that moment and take out all of that money. So that's what we're saying. Good for him, to be honest with you.
Cool,
And he'll
cool hack, Ahmed. Why don't you bring to the White House?
yes, there we go. I like that. I like that. That's a great throwback that'll never get old from that administration. So, okay. So I think we've talked about the nuts and bolts of what has happened. Everyone lost their money. Sam misallocated it. So why don't we
I
get
think
a little
misallocated
bit?
is a very nice word.
Look, I'm just
Yeah.
being diplomatic.
I
I'm
think
being
embezzle
diplomatic.
and wire fraud is a bit more apt.
Sure. But, just being broad to move us along, why don't we get into the more esoteric parts of this? So I'll start off. I see a bunch of Twitter threads saying that FTX was an indirect funding machine for the Democratic campaign in America, which I think
Well,
is
that's
stupid.
true.
It contributed a lot of money to the Democratic Party, but I think that's just Sam and his connections, and
You know
that's
the
just what
only
he chose to
person-
do with it.
The only person who donated more money to the Democratic Party than Sam Friedman-Hyde. Not Sam Friedman-Hyde. I keep
Who?
fucking saying that.
Yeah, because you have poison internet brain. Who though?
It was
starts
George
with
Soros.
George and ends with Soros. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Only
Yeah,
outdone by George Soros.
So
Interesting. I
Soros
don't-
donated like 126 mil, and SBF donated like 49 mil.
Yeah,
I
40,
think.
50, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just dedicated to the cause, so he thought, I'm going to fund more
Oh,
to the
yep.
Democratic. Well, he is. He's definitely dedicated to the leftist cause because he was probably thinking they're in charge of legislation. I'll keep giving them money, and it was a very tight
yeah, for sure.
circle. Well, what do you think it was beyond that? Do you think he had connections? I saw that his brother was in a prominent position around the party, and his
No,
mother
I was
as well.
I was agreeing with you. I was agreeing
Okay,
with you. Like,
I have a bad
it's-
sarcasm detector. Sorry, keep
like
going.
he
Keep going.
definitely did donate 50 million to the Democrats because he believed in their fucking vision or whatever.
He believed
Sure,
in
yeah,
Biden
yeah.
did.
Yeah, he was pragmatic enough to understand that if he did that, he would get quote unquote a favor when it
Well,
comes
wasn't
to
he
FTX.
close with the guys at the Fed and shit? Like, wasn't that all like a thing?
So here's the crazy thing. I think
Crazy
both-
frog.
I think both Sam's dad and Caroline's dad were MIT buddies, and now they're in deep. I think they're either in the administration, the White House, or they're in JP Morgan, I think.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can't deny that Sam as a character.
My bad.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry. Both Caroline's dad and SBF's dad, they're both high ups at the SEC. So really makes you think.
Okay. Yeah, really makes you think.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that takes your noggin for a jog in there. So
oh my.
okay. Because what I was gonna say is it's pretty obvious that Sam and his platform were catapulted through mainstream news pretty deliberately. It doesn't seem like it was grassroots about how popular he's gotten. There are much bigger, I hate to use the term, like titans in crypto who aren't as popular as him that were wealthier and had been around longer. And like the average person really you weren't seeing a lot of Michael Saylor stuff or whoever these, those types of people. Can we
just go back and give him a base?
Didn't he sell?
Base tattoo?
No, he's an idiot.
He's so great. I love him.
Dude, Michael Saylor is like down 1.9 billion at this point in time.
Yeah, which seems like a small scale compared to the Sam Hyde Friedman. I mean,
he made like a shitload of money.
No, he didn't. His average buying on Bitcoin is like 30K.
Yeah, it's really bad. And then every time he does it, they're like, he's so smart. He sees the future. It's like, yeah, sure.
No,
any second
he's
now.
buying the top.
Yeah. Or it'll dip a little bit, and then he'll buy, thinking it's a good entry, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's really
Dude,
knows how to
Saylor
trade."
is literally the meme of like when you buy the dip and it keeps dipping, personified.
Yes, but also I will say they always find a way to win, and they have been for the last decade. Bitcoin maxis. I'm sorry. I envy them. And I've said this before.
They figure it out.
They live a great life. They live a very peaceful life. They just have their Bitcoins and they either gotten really early or they're just maxi tards and that they can just live like that. They can live off the land, one could say. So.
Maybe that would change in the near future.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe. So, what I wanted to point out was, so I'll leave that Democratic Party stuff alone because I saw that same thread kind of fumbled into Pizzagate type terminology and also implying there was a pedo ring that someone tried to put. Once you get into that stuff, you start losing me. Look.
Yeah.
Well, we were right about Jeff. Someone has to take Jeff's place.
Jeffrey Epstein, you call him Jeff. You're on a first name basis. That's good.
What do you mean,
Jeffy?
It's like that fucking Clinton meme.
Jeff.
It's like that Clinton meme. I never flew with Jeffrey. It's Jeffrey. Like, dude, come on, it's Jeff. Let's be real.
Hey, everyone knows Jeff. Yeah. Well, again, I'm trying to skate around and say, ooh, I don't believe in that stuff, but actually, you should believe in it at this point because Jeffrey Epstein literally.
Okay, I'm about to blow your fucking mind. I just went on SBF's Wikipedia page.
Okay.
If you want to talk about conspiracy shit, his brother is a former Wall Street trader and director of non-profit Guarding Against Pandemics. Really makes you think.
Okay.
Really makes you fucking think.
That's why I'm like. Don't get me wrong. I'm a conspiracy nutcase and a ghost nutcase. Paranormal. I'm all the above. But once you just start saying things and letting the dots web in themselves, that's when you can't just say that and then be like, really makes you think because you got me on the hook, obviously, but there needs to be more to it than that. But again, that does make one pause. It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It really does.
It kind of forces you to. But I'll just say, look, I don't believe about the Epstein type stuff for this situation, but you can't deny Epstein stuff is real. It is real. It's objective reality.
No, wait. What about the thing about
your mom?
I forgot what his name is. The guy who washed up ashore, after claiming there was some sex ring going on.
Oh yeah. So the founder of MKR, Maker DAO.
That guy.
Yeah, he said he blew the whistle apparently on a pedo sex ring in the Caribbean islands, and a week later he was found dead on the shore.
Oh
yeah, that's very poetic, isn't it?
And a week after that, the FTX debacle happened. So
yeah, there's a lot to mull over there. So again, just
Patriots
dispersing.
are waking up.
Well, you said that, not me. More on that later. But for now, we're just dispensing wisdom pearls. So do with them what you will. But we're just giving you guys starting points.
You know, it's just merely putting facts in the universe. And if people want to, do some action based on facts, who are we to deny them?
Absolutely.
We're just a humble red pill dispensary.
Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb. That term is back. I'm putting that back in the crypt. Things like red pill. Like when you watch Fox News, they say red pill now. I can't do it. I'm done. The term has gotten away from us, so I'm done with it. I do still think it's funny when people say things like black pilled and stuff. Tyson says it sometimes, and it's pretty funny. But now the term has been washed out too hard by other parties. It's just not as fun anymore. But all right, I'll keep us on this subject for a little bit.
Pill.
I don't want to know what that is, but it sounds like
Podcast.
Oh, you're right. We should start calling it that.
Yeah, that's not.
What if we changed our logo to a pink pill? And I don't know. Well,
that's.
I think that
you know what that means.
Isn't pink pill when you convince someone to take HRT?
Yes.
Is it okay? I would say the pink pill.
Maybe we want that from our audience.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's too late for that for some of us. But also, when you say the pink pill, it makes me think of goatsy or something. I don't know. I don't think you.
Fuck?
I guess you guys.
Based.
I guess some of you are too young to know what that is, but for those who are listening, you know what I'm talking about.
The lemon pill. The lemon party pill.
Take the lemon party pill. All right. Well, actually, staying on this same subject in regards to FTX as well, I'll tell you what I do believe for more of the salacious parts is they were definitely all having disgusting, ugly nerd sex in that mansion.
And we're gonna see it. And we're gonna see it really soon. I'm really excited to see that.
He's gonna see it
everywhere. Isn't it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think it's tomorrow. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of with Adam on this one. Like, SBF deserves to have his fucking sex tape leaked. Like, honestly, at this point, I'm trauma maxing for SBF.
Do you really think he gives a shit?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
And
And
it's good for us.
Did we even
think he doesn't?
did we even talk about his effective altruism?
go ahead, you have
What?
something to say?
Heckin' honorable man that heckin' donates to poor people and the Democrats and blah blah blah. Now I can get away with all this other stuff.
Okay,
Vegan
so
as well, not like supposedly vegan. He opened his fridge once and there were eggs in it.
maybe he was pescatarian or something. I don't know. People like to skate by
he's
on
a
that.
self-proclaimed vegan, promoting Beyond Burgers and stuff.
Oh, he's doing that whole thing.
I don't think that was the key takeaway from the effective altruism thing.
No,
Wasn't it like the
yeah.
psychology behind
Yeah.
the whole thing?
Yeah, I'm not smart enough to go into that without reading it. And I don't bother to get it.
I looked over it a little bit with one of our friends on Discord, and apparently it's this philosophy that was held by Sam where, and this is like a quote that he said a couple years ago. He said, if your intention is to do the max amount of good in the world, you kind of have to take like extreme risk and roll the dice as many times as you can, even if it means everything going to zero, just so you can donate as much money to like the poor as possible. So that could have been an insight into like why he was so risky with the FTX shit, you know?
Okay.
It sounds like a load of shit to me.
I mean, it is complete BS, and I'm sure he's not genuine in his actions. But
I'm going down the rabbit hole right now, bros. I'm looking to Caroline's Tumblr posts.
I hope he gets stuck in there.
oh yeah. So now that we're at that point, tell me what it says. It says that she's poly or something.
She used to be a trad, apparently. Keeps talking about how she used to be a trad.
Okay.
But then in 2021
trad.
realized things were different.
Okay.
A bit. She was poly. I don't know. She fucking dabbles in race science, apparently.
Okay. She's
Damn.
just like me. No. Well, I did see that she said she was a polycule, which means she wants a hierarchy of men competing with each other for her. that are all like long
Yeah,
distance or
it's like-
something along those lines. So,
Oh,
but
that
when
is
you're
a black pill when you have someone like her demanding that.
yeah,
I
Oh,
mean,
who
she was
comprises
in charge
these
of like
pyramids?
billions of dollars though. So
who the
Sure,
fuck is
but, like-
rustling a blanket? It sounds like someone's
Definitely not
rustling
me.
a blanket. Who is getting snug as a bug right now? Because I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face.
It's not me.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Look, I'm muted. It's not
All
me.
right.
See, it's not going on.
Someone was rustling. It sounded like there were leaves knocking against a window or something, and it was really getting to me for a moment there.
imagine
But
being tucked into bed by Moira. Pink Boy story time.
that was so good. Oh my gosh. All right, that's a good dividing line. I think there's a lot of unproven things around what's going on as far as the social side of what happened to FTX. So you're all welcome to look into that and disperse as you please. I think it's fun to talk about, and nothing's obviously guaranteed. So go look into it. But what I'd like to discuss next is the ramifications that it's had on the market as a whole. And I will say, I'll let Tyson off the leash in 1 second, but I've been talking about 15K Bitcoin for a very long time. Maybe
finally
months. And as of a few days ago, let's see here, November 7th, so 10 days ago,
Yep.
it happened. We got 15K Bitcoin. We got 15K Bitcoin, and I was calling for it. And you know what? I'm going to make my second call now.
Did you buy?
This is the bottom.
Wrong.
Okay. So I took my victory lap in being correct about 15K Bitcoin, but also part of my call is that would be the bottom as well. So we're there. It happened, and I think the market is going to look a lot different going forward, which is also contingent on the right reclaiming the house. I'm not saying they'll do anything to change it, but it's a world event that may change trends and momentum based on perception of the markets. So,
Okay.
Tyson, what do you think? Actually, you said I was wrong, so you go ahead.
So we're gonna crab, and 14K is probably the bottom.
Oh,
crab
1,000 off from what I said. Okay, wow.
Well,
all right.
okay. Well, okay.
Thanks, superstar.
If we treat 15/14K as like a 6K floor, then maybe we just crab, and then we get like a wick to like 10K at some point in the next year. Like a really quick wick to 10K or something. But
Okay.
I think it's just a shitty crab poopy cum.
I'm gonna agree with both of you at the same time. I think this is the local
You're gonna be a
bottom.
bit polly about
Yeah,
this, I guess.
Tyson's getting a bit roasted.
Did you ever hear that
Yeah.
Lil Wayne song, Two Bitches at the Same Time, Synchronized Swimmer? Yeah, that's
I
you.
got
but-
two phones. One for the
I got
plug,
two.
one for the load.
One, yeah, looking back, what did he mean by this? No, but go ahead.
So I feel like this is the bottom, but eventually we will be back here and maybe down to like 12 to around 13 to 10K in Q1 to Q2 next year. Yeah,
You think we're gonna be
I
at
feel like
what?
I feel like we're gonna bottom here and then crabbed upwards to maybe, I don't know, 28K ish, and then go back down around April, like the first third of next year, back down to 13 to 10K around there.
Okay, and then that's the bottom.
It should be, yeah. Because
Mm.
I posted this chart on my Twitter account, which you should follow, by the way, at iRarely
Mhm.
You should report that account, to be honest.
Yeah.
No, he's
So-
been pretty well behaved so far. I'll leave it alone for a little bit.
So I posted a deep value zone for both Bitcoin, and you can see the value zones being, so number one value zone is at the 2018 top, where it, the 2019 top at around 13.9K, and then the deep value zone starts at around 12.5 to 9.5K around there.
Okay,
So
I
I think we
okay.
eventually touch those, yeah, next year.
I am seeing what you're talking about. I don't know how you're arriving at that value zone. Is that a fib, or how are you getting that?
So the initial value zone 1, that is the 2019 top, and then
Okay.
the deep value zone is the range before the massive pump up to 60K.
Okay. So for anyone wondering, because I do think this is interesting enough for you to check it out, on November 12th at 11:30 Eastern time at Aurelia Trades, Aurelia XBT on Twitter, Tyson made this tweet, and that's the chart that he's talking about. It's very interesting. And, he could be right, he could be wrong, but that's his call. I don't think we're going much lower than this, and that's my call. And also, to supplement my point, I don't think that the market has really suffered in hindsight of what happened with FTX. If it were 2 or 3 years ago, I think the entire market would be collapsed entirely. But it's finding its own legs off of what happened from FTX. It seems like Bitcoin. If this were as big as a deal as it's being made out to be, Bitcoin would be 4 figures right now. But it's not. So,
dude,
what are you supposed to think about that?
If the fucking FTX thing didn't even happen, Bitcoin would be at like fucking 25, 28K right now. Because if you look at the past 2 weeks for SPX, it's been fucking rallying for quite a bit.
Yeah.
And normally there was a correlation, but this FTX thing has pulled it back down.
I disagree with what you're saying right now, but go ahead,
You said SPX is rallying.
Around the time that the FTX thing happened.
It's like around now though.
Am I wrong? Is it not rallying?
No.
Last time I checked, it was.
Like a tiny pump, but it's still a bearish structure.
Mm.
Weekly. I wouldn't really
But hold on, maybe
like a
it's
bounce.
DXY.
Oh, that's different. That's very different.
So,
that's down a lot.
Yeah, it's DXY, yeah.
Yeah, DXY
Okay.
is not rallying either, though. It's going down.
No, but DXY is inverse correlated to Bitcoin. So whenever it goes down, Bitcoin goes up.
Yeah, it was dumping around that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, Tyson, if this FTX thing never happened, I still think Bitcoin would be sub 20. I think this is only doing an extra 2 to 4K of damage to the price. In reality, I think it would be below that anyways. Because I was calling for 15K before this even happened. So,
Yeah, I feel like we eventually would have ended up here. But you know how like 2 episodes ago, I said like, when we were at 21K, and if we broke 21K, we would have gone to like 24 and all that. I think that rally had legs, but it was pulled down because of all these market conditions.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think that rally had legs, but I don't pay attention to the market as closely daily as you. So I'm a big picture guy, like I's a big picture guy. So I don't know. Whoa, you know what you did get, Tyson?
You're a big tough guy, yeah.
Hey, you think you're hot shit, don't you? You know what? The big one, Tyson, is you were calling for $20
Did you just
Solana.
reference a pedophile video?
All right, I guess you're replacing Adam.
No,
That's great. It's like I try and
Okay.
slyly
No,
say
no.
something, and you're like, oh, look.
No.
You don't understand nuance.
Let me clear this out. Unlike Adam, I'll actually clear the air because that was a very obscure reference.
Yeah, and it could have stayed that way, but now you're pointing it out and freezing the entire podcast to talk about it. So you ruined the whole thing.
I'll save your face right now. Basically, he's referencing a supposedly leaked video of John Podesta abusing a child, and he in the video is like, "Yeah, you think you're hot shit, do you?" Yeah. I formally apologize to our audience and proceed. Yes.
Now I can start talking again?
Yes,
After
yes,
you just
can.
ruined what I was talking about? Okay.
Yes.
That's great. That's a great functioning symmetry of podcast. That's great.
Yes.
I enjoyed that a lot. So now I go?
Yes,
you go.
Yes, now you
Actually,
go.
Wait.
Hold on.
No,
You
can.
fucking
you
talk
can.
about something. You fucking talk about something.
What do you say?
No, go ahead. You want to interrupt and explain something that I was just trying to do it. I'm trying to do a little wink off to the side, and you need to interrupt it and completely point it out and blow up my spot. Talking about John Podesta and all this crazy stuff that I've never heard of. So you go ahead.
For those that
You
don't
go
know,
ahead.
Adam has left the call because he has to go do some Australian stuff. So I think more is just directing his his rage towards the next lolcow, which happens to be me. It should
No,
be Tyson,
that
though.
would be Tyson because he's closer in that region, that oceanic region. So, but you know what? I was about to say, Tyson, you did get your Solana wish, didn't you? But more than you could have ever imagined.
I did, but some news came out about Solana that made me rethink my choices. So it turns out Alameda and Sam has a lot of exposure to Solana.
How did you not know this?
Yeah, but I didn't think it would be that fucking bad, right? Like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know, dude. That was like their coin, more or less.
Yeah, I know, but I thought it was like kind of distributed already, but I guess I was wrong in that. But it doesn't matter. I've actually made a pivot, and I'm gonna go full on ETH maxi with my portfolio at this point in time.
I think that might be the play. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the big three? ETH, Cadena, Premia.
Yeah, and Polygon.
That's the big
well.
bag. No, stop. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. I don't know. I think they were associated with a project that I think is destined to fail, and I won't name that project. So, Tyson, what's your big three? What's your big three?
ETH, unfortunately, Link.
Oh,
Matic.
Oh, jeez. Oh my goodness. The Matic and Link is a 1-2 punch right there. So no fun. No. So you're not going to put Solana back in the rotation.
I have no. Fuck it. I don't care about it anymore.
Wow.
After seeing how I don't know. Maybe if it reclaims a couple ranges, I'll hold it for a short term.
Why Link?
But I do have some.
Yeah.
I do have some low caps that I want to shill and call on.
Schmegma coin.
I really want to buy and accumulate Premia and GNS.
So all right.
So if you think about the market narrative, right? This FTX debacle has shaken confidence in CEXs, so centralized exchanges, which makes me think that DEXs, decentralized exchanges, will pop the fuck off next cycle.
Okay.
And GNS and Premia are both DEXs, and they're both undervalued.
What DYDX?
Yeah, maybe DYDX as well. Yeah.
An INJ?
Sure. Let's go with that as well.
What about Arbitrum?
Yeah. Actually, when Arbitrum releases a token, I'm gonna scoop up some of that shit as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do you have a big three, or are you gonna do some like veiled sarcasm thing? Or?
ETH and Bitcoin for now.
Wow.
Like for the vast majority, and then some small amounts of lower caps. Because really, like, it's looking back, it would have been kind of comfy just rotating between Bitcoin and ETH on a BTC ETH chart and trading that way. Because like you at that point, you're kind of playing a game of like more gains. Like, you're not really losing either way, so you know.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a very fair point. Yeah, because the both are so correlated in the way they move. It's kind of easy to tell what's going to happen to the next after the other.
Yeah.
Does
At
something.
that point, you're just literally playing a game of how many bonuses can I get.
Yeah, that's very true. And you did mention it earlier when you were being annoying 5 minutes ago. Adam did leave to go do something. I didn't even notice that he left. I looked at our chat during this. He said, something started, I got a skedaddle. And then he just disappeared. I guess that's what they call an Irish goodbye around here. But that's great. I love that. He just comes in with his accent and leaves without saying anything. I'd like some more of that. Maybe if he could he should just try and be funny for the first 5 minutes and then leave every episode.
Maybe next
that
time
would be cool.
Goodbye.
Yeah, it would be nice to have gotten a goodbye, but I hear that annoying rustling noise right now. So that means it was either you or Tyson.
Nope.
I think it's Tyson.
I think it was Moya, and he's psyoping both of us. Don't you?
No, I never make noise.
Yeah, I think me and Tyson.
An imposter among us.
Wow, a known liar and a known forgetful person are trying to gaslight me into denying reality. Very interesting.
Yes.
Of course I recognize him. He's me.
While we're on denying reality, did you guys see that Donald Trump announced he's going to run for president in 2024. And he is denying the reality that he can win again because he cannot. And I want to know what you guys, as foreigners, think about that. Mainly Tyson, because I probably has a boring opinion.
I feel like he's more competitive than DeSantis.
Wowzers. Okay. Why is that?
Because he's just so entrenched in both the Republican populace and the party itself. I think there was a quote like he holds like a 90% approval rating within the Republican Party. Yeah,
It's possible. It's very possible.
And if you look at how like all these senators on the right, they're like pining for an endorsement by Trump. I feel like he's too entrenched, you know?
Yeah, my thing is that I've been trying to work through mentally is DeSantis has been clean so far, and I'm just assuming he's going to run against Trump at some point. He has never fought with Trump directly in the arena. And Trump brings people to the national spotlight arena and boxes with them and always wins. And in the previous election cycle, not this one, the one before that in 2016, every time I doubted him, he would pull people into his orbit and just grind them up and spit them out. People you thought were extremely clean, he would push all of them to their breaking point. So right now it's easy for DeSantis to hang back in Florida and just pop a few and get some good voting turnout. But when he gets on the national spotlight with national issues and Trump is calling him DeSanctimonious and kind of getting the base revved up all over again, I'm interested. I'm not going to say DeSantis will fold, but I think we'll see some different sides of him that I'm not aware of right now. I love DeSantis. I can't wait to vote for him and go out to war for him. But for now, it's going to be an interesting fight.
I think if I had to bet on like an insult battle between Trump or DeSantis, I would have to vote Trump on.
We have to vote for Trump in any insult battle. He could out insult anyone. He's been doing it for longer than we've been alive. So it's pretty impressive. But I want to see that battle. And people kept saying, "Oh, I don't want them to go up against each other because it'll dirty the party." I'm like, no. Whoever, it's like when the Joker throws that broken pool stick in the room and he's like, "We just got an opening," or whatever that stupid thing is. I don't even remember that from the movie, but that's what it is. Let them fight it out, and then we'll see who the true leader should be. And Nancy Pelosi is stepping down as speaker, which is pretty insane, actually. Yeah, she's stepping down to trade full time, but that also leads me to think
the world's best trader.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about all this?
Is Kanye still running?
You know what? I'm trying to remember when he had that concert. I think he said he was running in 2020. In 2014, he might have said something, and then it didn't happen. Or he did enter the race in 2010, didn't he? Yeah, okay. I remember that now. And then he dropped out. So, all right. Yeah. That's fair enough.
I can't see it happening.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. So here's
it's over, and like I don't know if you guys know what's going on in the UK right now, but we're just getting great resetted hard. My back is being blown out,
implying you don't like that, but
I really don't, man. Like
it hurts, man.
Tax brackets are being lowered to 6K then 3K, so it's like fuck.
Are you serious? That's interesting. That was strange. That
2024. That's fucking from 12.6K. I'm like, holy shit.
That's amazing.
It's over for like young entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you know when I meet one. I thought
when I was like 16. I remember I'd made like 6K in profits, like flipping gaming PCs from like 400 quid.
Nice.
And I just look at this tax bracket thing now, and I'm like, damn. Like, what they made me do at like 16 years old.
The things you have to do to survive. It is funny how that works sometimes. Sometimes I think back the last few years, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I would have skated through that situation if I didn't make money out of nowhere on ChainLink, really.
Like,
so
imagine having to file a tax report for selling a gaming PC.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, that is messed. Well, why was Theresa May in and out? She was only in there for a month as PM and then disappeared. So, and your new PM is some tech billionaire,
she dropped
Sanjay
out.
Gupta guy.
Rishi Sunak or something. Yeah, he's a World Economic Forum plant.
Okay.
He, like, on the surface, he's like painted as like, oh, heckin' minority or whatever, but like he's like an elite minority of like he's like
wasn't he worth like 500 mil or something?
he's like an elite of
more
the
than
elites.
I think he was a billionaire or something. He's
He's
up
in
there.
he's in the World Economic Forum.
Okay.
So-
well, that'll do it. That's good for business.
He's like super elite. But man,
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
man.
I think I'm gonna have to leave this country at some point in the future. It's a
Hey,
shame
well,
because I love
my
it here.
door and my couch are always open. So, you just got to
yeah.
clean
It's
up
like-
and wear
I'm
wear a
looking
maid
to-
outfit.
I'm looking to have my back stop being blown out. Not.
I think you're probably the only guy I know that would imply that you're the bottom and not me. So I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But when Tyson comes to visit, we'll know our place, right? We're turning
yeah.
into a harem fantasy podcast on the
What can I
back
say?
end.
I think I'm hot shit.
There you go.
The Lemon
Full
Party
circle.
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're not getting any younger, and there's 3 of us, so we might have to re-register the domain or something.
Well, all I can say is I hope Tyson isn't the top.
Well, I think you got no choice because once he falls on
Yeah.
you ain't getting up. I just wanted to say as well, in that Trump thing, people really love to go out of their way that that Trump has an extremely loyal base that I think is shrinking by the day. But what the forgotten voter that people don't mention are Republicans who refuse to vote for Trump because they don't like him, and those people are annoying. You should just, I think you should fall in party line if there's only 2 of them and just vote for the person that's closest to your legislative ideals, even though they rarely act them out anyways. Voting is basically a scam in this sense. But I will say there are more people that sat at home and didn't vote for Trump because they hated him than people who are now still extremely loyal to Trump and will only vote for him. I think most of the people who voted for Trump will go and vote for DeSantis anyways. And maybe 10% of psychotic boomers will stay at home because they still think he'll win from 2 years ago when they finished counting the votes and Sidney Powell releases the Kraken and all that other
just
stupid...
2 more weeks, bros.
Yeah, exactly. And that, I think that tarnished his legacy because that entire thing was embarrassing. But that Jenna Ellis lawyer girl was kind of cute. She's like chunky and cute. Strange. But don't Google that. Don't Google that. Just leave that one alone. Leave that one alone. So, but I'm looking forward to voting season. And it looks like the right just retook the House by 3 seats, like I said earlier. I don't think that's going to move the needle much. It was a completely dismal performance by the GOP in that election. It was embarrassing, but maybe we'll talk about that more next week when Adam has time, because we'll put him on the spot because he likes to pretend he knows a lot about politics, and then when it comes up, he goes, that's
there's
great.
that last
yeah.
episode where he's like, oh, I have so much to talk about when it comes to politics, so I'll be turning up.
And then
leaves and
also Adam leaves immediately when I change the subject to politics. So he's like, oh, I have to prove I'm actually learning something. So, but
The
he's
Australian
not.
fears the Italian.
Yeah, exactly. Italianomics. That's what it is. Okay, so we got a little bit of dessert on the back end here. I know that Tyson just posted a really cool video of Henry Cavill staring at the girl in The Witcher, and that's a really cute video. It's 30 seconds. It's called Henry Cavill and Freya Allen Cute Moments. She's of age, so I can say she's incredibly hot. I think she's one of the hottest girls.
She's 17 in that video.
Well, you don't. I mean, is that true?
I do know that.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. Voice starts shaking, gets nervous. Let me see. Freya Allen age. She's 21. She's 21 right now, so she's shit. Yeah, that movie's that's still started filming.
No.
All right, well, she's good looking right now. So
Moya
what do you want me to
Bros?
do about it? Yeah, sorry. I should leave like Adam did. Just peace out immediately.
And on
So-
that bombshell, it's time to...
Oh my gosh. So Tyson, you gonna watch The Witcher? Or did you watch it yet, or what? Because I'm on the 5th book right now.
I loved the fucking game, so I probably will have to watch it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that
And
makes
dude,
sense.
the girl that plays Yennefer is fucking hot. So
The girl who plays Yennefer is hot, and I could say that all day long because I guarantee she's a little up
actually,
there.
has Triss appeared in the TV show yet?
Yes, Triss Marigold is in the TV show, and they made her. I hate to use this TikTok. She's mid. They made her mid in the show. In
That's
the book,
so funny
she's
because
good looking.
Triss is so fucking hot in the game, but then Yennefer is like the better one in the TV show.
Is Triss the red-haired one in the game, or no?
Yep, the red hair one.
Oh, okay, yeah, because she's not quite like that in the book, but I think that girl in the game is hot for sure. No, she's hideous as sin in the show. And the issue I have is that a lot of people have only played the game and complained that the show doesn't match up with it. But in the first season, the show follows the books as well as a TV show could. So I'm pretty annoyed that people only play the games. They're like, oh, it's not faithfully original. I'm like, yeah, because you play a fucking video game because you're a brain dead idiot who only plays single player games, which means you don't have a mite in your brain to be a god at League of Legends like me and Tyson.
What's wrong with single player games?
Yeah.
I've been playing Sonic for like the past.
They're for people who don't like a challenge, and they're for just people who just want to burn time and not become kings of a kingdom like me in Valorant, which I retired from. So
You quote unquote retired from.
yeah, I hit a top rank with a 12-year-old one day, and then
You got caught. Okay.
Hit the top rank with Freya Allen.
yeah, I wish top shelf. But you're watching Andor too,
He
Tyson.
thought he was hot shit, and then he went 1v1ing on a 12-year-old.
All right, that's just that's a little too in your face. So I don't know if that one's gonna
what's
stick
his name?
in.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
No, but on a different note, Ari, I have been researching alien shit quite a bit recently, and I
Okay.
think
What's it
so-
smell like?
yeah,
Ammonia.
and I'm sure you've heard of the Fermi Paradox, right?
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Yep.
Yep. So for those of you who don't know, the Fermi Paradox is, if alien life exists, why haven't we seen aliens to this day?
It's really
Yeah.
I'm
simple.
searching for solutions to the Fermi Paradox, and I'm wondering if you guys have heard of the dark forest analogy.
No, go ahead. I don't know what that is.
It's not the solution I was thinking of, but okay.
you heard of it,
I'm
Ari?
holding my
Dark forest?
tongue. No,
What?
go ahead.
No, I was asking Ari if he's heard of it before.
He hasn't heard of shit. He pretends to know
not
so
the
many
Dark
things.
Forest one.
He's an idiot. Go ahead,
So-
Tyson.
Projecting.
So it's a really cool analogy that says that tries to explain why a civilization would be inclined to not contact other civilizations.
Okay.
It's built on these two premises, right? Resources are finite, and that
Oh.
faster than light travel is impossible, right?
So
So
such a stupid argument. Okay.
You're
okay,
doing
I
great,
mean,
Tyson. Keep going.
well, if we just accept those two preconditions, which
don't.
I'm sure it's a reasonable request, right?
Okay.
You have to think of the universe as, unironically, a dark forest where it's filled with hunters. A civilization may, for example, if they go interstellar and they find another civilization, it's not in their interest to maintain a how do you say, a friendly relationship with that civilization.
What are these intergalactic pit bulls?
No, but,
Sorry,
but here's
go
why.
ahead.
Here's why, right? So it's based off these two principles.
Intergalactic
you-
pit mommies.
Yeah. if you are aware of if you're both aware of each other's existence, right? And they're malevolent, if you look at game theory, it makes sense that if you know that they're malevolent, then you should strike first, because once they send like a relativistic missile your way, it's like nearly unavoidable.
Okay, but I think
So you have the first strike element there, right?
Okay.
But if they're benevolent, right, you also get a whole set of different problems. So if you know that they're benevolent, you go into stage 2, which is, do they know that you are benevolent as well? If they don't think that you're benevolent, then it doesn't matter, right? They're going to act as if they're malevolent regardless. And here's this: if you think that they are benevolent and they think that you are benevolent, it goes to level 3, which is, do they think that you think that they are benevolent?
Okay. So what are you saying they think right now?
It's a chain of suspicion, and because distances between intergalactic or interstellar civilizations are too fucking far to establish like a regular chain of communication, this chain of suspicion ultimately leads all civilizations to act as if the other person is malevolent, because the other person could be. So for example, if the other civilization is benevolent but they think that we are malevolent, they're going to act as if they're malevolent in the first place. It doesn't matter if they're benevolent anyway. So
okay, so why haven't we been attacked? Okay,
because we haven't made ourselves known. We've only like explored 50 light years of the galaxy so far.
I think a lot of this is also assuming that that aliens are life forms much like us, in the sense that they're like oxygen and carbon based life forms. But people often forget that like oxygen and carbon are not the only elements that could support life.
No, not even that though. Like there can
but
be any
yeah,
life
but
form,
if you assume that, like if you then throw in the fact that like other civilization, like other life forms, maybe they metabolize something like ammonia, which has been proven to support life, then that kind of breaks the entire thing, because it'd mean like they couldn't even live on our fucking planet if they wanted to.
No, it doesn't. They're not trying to live on our planet. They're trying to preserve. They're trying to preserve the survival of their own species.
So they think that we're friendly, so that doesn't give them the impetus to attack us. Is that what you're saying?
That's a really, really pitbullish thought process right there. Like, I'm gonna travel bajillions of miles just to fucking
it doesn't
kill
matter.
a human baby.
It doesn't matter what type of life form they are. They could be like fucking silicon based. They could be like fucking entirely AI or anything. As long as resources are finite in this universe, they will have the need for competition, and they will value their survival over our survival.
Yeah, but I mean, there are so many ways to like get past the whole thing about like finite resources. Like, for example, if okay, who the fuck is getting? I hope it's Moya getting.
Tyson's about to get swatted. I just called in a SWAT team.
Okay, good. Fuck, what's this?
Just slurps. Sips alien sludge.
They're breaking his door down because he's slurping on that adrenochrome.
He's disgusting. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so let's say like an alien species hybridizes with like AI and then has like some kind of nuclear energy source. Like you've immediately like bypassed like you've extended how long you're going to be living by like a fuck ton. By the time that runs out,
doesn't matter.
Move on to another. Yeah, but I mean, like killing other people is like the worst, like the most inefficient way to go about this. Like that's like it's like the equivalent of like, oh, okay, so Australians exist and they're a threat to my existence. So I'm gonna send a bunch of men on horseback and boats to go and handle them.
You guys know the concept of relativistic missile, right? Like they send a kinetic object at near light speed, and then it's impossible to fucking detect, and you can't deflect it anyway, so it's not that hard. And it's like,
that's not going to have any rippling effects at all, is it?
I think you're attributing very human characteristics and human logic to a equation that we don't even know exists, or if we can't even quantify it in our own way, which it's very vain secular scientific way of looking at things, which is very humanist.
These kind of human ideas
you can achieve the same conclusion just pure mathematically, you know. And would you not assume that aliens have the same set of math?
You can't, though, because it's just, isn't it only accounting for like it's gonna sound so retarded, but like aliens like in this dimension. You know?
Hey,
what?
No,
what? You can have.
I has a point. My issue is Fermi Paradox, Drake equation, that stupid fucking thing we set into space with what's his face is like, this is what an alien would want to see if to show like what humans would have, and it plays classical music and it's floating space. Just stupid shit like that. That's all just like vain scientific humanist stuff that has no bearing on what may or may not be out there, which we have no idea. The only bearing that you have is the own psychotic stuff that you may or may not believe in your own mind. You're not going to be able to prove any of this stuff through dumb logic puzzles or putting sonars into space. It's unexplainable. It's the unexplained. It's the paranormal. So what you either believe or you don't believe. So why waste your time with all these I guess you're just more logical minded, which is a shame.
For me, it's not even the fact that like
it's not even that. It's just like if entropy exists, then resources are finite and they require resources to survive.
No one gives a shit. That's
resources
more
are finite. They have to be put into a state of competition.
Okay, so why aren't they here just mining all our gold then or something? I don't get it.
Okay, so here's I was going to say that it's not a matter if they exist or not. It's a matter of like how they influenced us. And what you just said, Moya, is like part of that. So it's like if they exist and it's like, oh, have you been interacting with us for a long time, or like have you influenced our evolution? Or
they probably don't even know that
or
we
in
exist.
the case of like
how do they not know we exist if they come here? Or are you saying they don't?
I don't believe that they've come here yet. But I'm saying like once
I don't know why you think that. Like I feel like people are more inclined to believe that like super advanced ancient civilizations exist than aliens did. And
what?
Yeah, what does that have to do with it? But I won't pin you down on it too much.
I was gonna say something about like aliens having influenced us a lot in the past and like contributing to that.
Okay.
Civilization, but fuck.
Well, I don't know. I'm not of the belief that they've come to Earth yet.
Oh, so then who cares about all your dumb logic puzzles and Sun Tzu intergalactic art of war bullshit?
This fucking like pursuit of like trying to establish contact with alien civilizations. It could be the downfall of the planet itself, just based on game theory.
Let's hope. I mean, that would be great. I think you're trying to go big brain with this, and it's not a good look. It's just not a good look.
It's not big. It's a fucking simple concept. It's simple.
I hear Tyson, but it's like it's too black and white. You need to sprinkle some.
Yeah, you need some flair like I have. No, the problem is that it's all nuance. None of it has to do with what you're discussing. The suppositions that you have to make and attribute them to an alien community where you have no idea what their intentions or motivations are. You're just thinking about them as if they're thinking the same way we are.
That's why
according to your logic puzzle. It's
that's
stupid.
Why I said there's two preconditions. One, resources are finite, and two, they value their survival over our survival. If we accept those two preconditions, then
but these are very tribalistic. Like these are very human tribalistic.
And you know what this reeks of? It reeks of that. I don't know if it's like Ricky Gervais or Christopher Hitchens or Dawkins or something, where he's like, "What would you do if you believed in God? What would you say to him if you ever met him?" And he's like, "If I met God in heaven, I would say, look at what you've done to this world and look at how you've made people suffer." Like he imagined that if he ever met God, he would be like rebuking him and talking down to him. AKA, he's attributing
a fucking loser. I don't know why.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's attributing human conditions to something that's beyond humanity, and I think that's what you're doing right now with aliens. That's what I
aliens.
Yeah. But hey, you're trying and you're a good kid, so there's nothing I can do about that.
Many parallel timelines that
where Tyson's right and skinny
that you switch to upon your free will, and then God just has so many good things lined up for you, but you yourself keep going into these retarded ones. So you're actually kind of inflicting. You're kind of you're you're the one that's responsible for the death and suffering.
Epic style.
Oh, I like that. I like how you turn that around at the end.
That's not saying that you're God. That's just saying that you're a fucktard. You know?
Okay.
Epic.
I like that.
You're not
I mean-
God if like you do something bad and that results in everyone else suffering. Like that's just
Remember, people, upvotes to the
you're just a
left.
twat. That's all.
Look at you're obviously winning because Tyson's incredulous and resorting to just saying internet words. He's just saying,
Your
Epic,
argument doesn't make any
Reddit.
sense.
Like, you
This is-
win.
I'm trying to talk about real shit, and you're saying, "Oh, what if we just jump to different timelines and different dimensions? Like, can we just
Because that's
stick
what the
to, like,
paranormal
fucking-
is. The paranormal isn't Fermi Paradox saying, oh,
aliens
what if,
aren't fucking paranormal? They're just like other life forms."
Okay.
Mhm,
Wow,
mhm.
interesting. He doesn't think they're multiverse traveling demons. Never gonna make it. Sorry. But
Yeah,
thanks for playing.
I think this debate is concluded. That's Tyson.
Just end the podcast. Just exit. No outro or anything. Just end it.
Well, right there.
Yeah, end it. I'm not even kidding.
Okay, that's it. There we go. Then. Guess I'll-
Oh, I had more to say. Okay, fine.
Oh, okay. I'll be
Damn
glad-
it. I would want it to end there so badly because that was really funny. But whatever. All right. What more did you possibly have to say?
I wanted to ask you guys about a conundrum.
We're an hour and 10 in. Like, really? It's like you have
Okay,
another
fine, no.
thing to say? Like,
Nah,
yeah.
go for it. I don't mind.
I do.
I can cut if you want. I don't mind.
It's already an hour and 10 minutes. Like, we already got plenty.
You want to cut?
I do. That's my vote. But
I don't mind. I don't mind. It's either.
All right, cool. I'll just cut.
All right, we'll cut then.